Welcome into the halftime show here on the PAC Sports Network. We're at the break between Washington and Jefferson and Geneva, and we're now joined by junior guard for Washington and Jefferson, Nick Gearhart. Nick, thanks so much for joining us today. How's this year been so far for you and the Presidents to this point?
It's been a really good year. It's been a challenging year. We knew coming into this season after winning the championship last year that we were going to have a little bit of a target on our back, and we felt that this year. So it's been challenging, but it's been good so far.
Well, you mentioned having the target on your back, and you guys really have not been, I feel, playing like as if there's a target on your back. Currently sitting in first place as of today. And again, we're recording this on February 13th. So what do you think it's been this year that has allowed you guys to, really kind of bounce back after a big PAC title last year, continue to have a lot of success and continue it on this point of the year deep into February?
Yeah, so I think losing in the NCAA tournament first round, we kind of got routed a little bit. So we used that as some motivation to in the summer and workouts and preseason lifts and everything because we didn't want to have that end of the season feeling again. So that was kind of the biggest motivation.
Well, I think that's a great, motivating factor there, especially, hey, not being satisfied, getting even to the NCAA tournament, which not many teams get to do. And still, again, coming back this year, and you guys are doing such a great job on the court. But I want to get in your career, Nick, and just start with what led you to continuing your career at W&J. So what was it that drew you to becoming a president?
I watched a lot of PAC basketball games when I was in middle school and high school. My brother graduated and played at basketball at Waynesburg. So I was really familiar with the PAC, and I reached out to a couple teams a senior year of high school, talked to Coach Stuart Smith. I just really liked the atmosphere here. I loved our coaches, and it just was the right fit for me.
Now, how heartbroken was your brother finding out that you wouldn't go to Waynesburg?
He definitely wanted me to go to Waynesburg and play where he played, but he understood my decision.
Well, that's great. And I think you clearly made a very good decision. And we'll get a little bit more into your career because you had such a great year, not only this year, but last year. But I know your first season was just probably not so great, really, for everybody in the entire world. It was the pandemic season, shortened year, especially with it being your first season in college basketball, being a new guy on the team. What was that like just coming onto campus, not only, being, again, a new guy on the team, but in class and just really in school? That had to have been really challenging.
Right. Yeah. So the first semester of my freshman year, I wasn't even on campus. So I got to spend a little bit of time with the upperclassmen in Morgantown, West Virginia, who also weren't on campus for the first semester. So it was really good to, get time with them and learn how, college basketball and in college and everything works. But then second semester during the season, only having 9 games, it was a little bit of a struggle, but it was definitely good to get that experience.
What do you think it was during that year that you feel kind of brought your group together and really rallied you guys through to, again, having a really strong season, obviously not ending the way you probably wanted it, but 7-3, making it to the PAC, quarterfinals. What do you think it was that kind of brought you guys together during that season?
Yeah, we had a strong group of, I think we had 5 seniors that started, a 6-man senior. So we just had a strong group of seniors that were really good leaders and, taught us how to win and how to be good people in a program. And I think that was the biggest thing for the guys that are still here today that were there for that season.
Well, you really do a fantastic job bouncing back the next year, which was last season, capturing the PAC title. Talk about that. I mean, what was that moment like for you, the team, the program, but the school overall? I mean, that had to have been such an exciting moment for the entire student body.
Yeah, so it felt really good with our basketball program. Starting when Coach Stu got here like 7-8 years ago, coming from the bottom all the way up, winning more and more each year, to finally get a conference championship for the players and for our coaches. It was an amazing feeling for us and the entire school here.
What was that celebration like once the final buzzer sounds and not only just, on the court, but in the locker room, kind of after the fact and everything? I'm sure that had to been such a fun time with your teammates.
It was amazing, surreal feeling, working so hard that entire year, having, a younger group. We were excited, and it was amazing getting to cut down the net and, all the celebrations after. It was a fun time.
Well, I know we talked a lot about just the season for you guys as a whole, but you also had a tremendous season last year. First team all PAC, you were all region selection as well. What was it from your off-season work that you feel kind of started to come into, full form for you and really started to gel together for you on the court last year?
Yeah, so after not getting much playing time during my freshman year in that COVID season, and knowing that we had all those seniors and all that experience leaving, we needed someone and multiple guys to step up. So just talking with coaches and teammates during the end of that season going into the summer, I knew that I had to put in a ton of work to get my game to the level where I can be a starter and a producer on a team and a championship level team. So that was the motivation during the summer and the off-season workouts was someone's going to have to step up, and I want to be the one to do it.
Well, you definitely did step up last year for your guys, and clearly showed in just how you guys performed and whatnot. Making it to the NCAA tournament, like I mentioned, also, what was that experience like? Just getting to travel, being a part of the NCAA tournament, and really again doing something that not many teams get to ever experience.
Right. I mean, that was a crazy experience from hearing your name on the selection show to getting a bus 10 hours to Chicago and playing one of the best teams in the country. It was an amazing experience.
What was the selection shows? I mean, I got to hear that. I mean, did you guys have something to get together? What was that like?
Yeah, so we have a little bit of an alumni room that has a couple TVs in it. So we were all in there, had some snacks, and we're just sitting there waiting to hear our name called. And I think about halfway through the show, we got our name called. Everyone had their phones recording and just started screaming.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. And again, something that not many players really ever get to experience in their college career. And something else that not many players get to experience is being the reason why their team wins down the final stretch of the game. And that was for you this year against Allegheny, hitting really not necessarily a buzzer beater, but about 6 seconds left. So next thing to a buzzer beater, you guys ultimately beating the Gators, which they're right there with you guys in the tops of the leaderboard. What did that, kind of play? How did that kind of all unfold for you? I know it was a long rebound that came back out to you. What did you see in that play and in just that final sequence?
Yeah, I was kind of struggling from behind the 3-point line that entire game, and ball kind of got tipped out to one of our players. I think it was Matt Seidel, and kind of just gave me a little bit of a underhand pitch. And to be honest, I thought there was maybe only 2-3 seconds left on the shot clock. There was about 6, so I was like, this might be the best shot we get. And I was kind of open, so when I kind of want the ball on my hands down the stretch, and I know I can make those types of shots. So I saw the hoop and I shot it.
Did it feel good when it left your hand?
Yeah, I knew it was going in.
That is a great feeling. That is a great feeling, and probably a good thing also that you thought there was 2 seconds left. You just fire it up. Don't hesitate, because you probably have seen it many times. When a shooter hesitates, that's usually when they miss. So good on you for just letting it go. But yeah, that was definitely a huge moment for probably not only you but just the team overall, especially with where you guys are in the standings right now with Allegheny. But Nick, it's been great to have you here on the Halftime Show on the PAC Sports Network. Before we let you go, I do want to hear from you. What is it going to take for you guys to get back to the mountaintop again this year and go for a back-to-back PAC title run?
Yeah, we're looking forward to the playoffs and the end of this season. I think, as a group, we've had a lot of injuries this year, and starting fives have all been different. So I think down the stretch, just, staying healthy, and staying focused in practice, playing as a team, and just overall, just staying focused, and we'll be able to do what we want to do.
Well, Nick, again, we really appreciate your time today. Good luck the rest of the season, and good luck heading into the playoffs as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's Washington and Jefferson's Nick Gearhart. Don't go anywhere, as we'll have more of today's action coming up right here and only on the PAC Sports Network.